Today I'm going to cover some of the important questions for the personal interview. I'm working professional from last more than 5 years. I've taken more than 100 interviews. I'm a part of various interview panels till now, so I have a basic idea how this interview work. There are some questions, there are some approach, those are common, which will help you to crack any interview. So something you need to understand is that whatever steps you have done in last 16 to 18 years, means right from your KG to your graduation, okay, you have to represent yourself in those 18 to 20 minutes. Means the interview, personal interview mostly lasts for 18 to 20 minutes. Sometimes it goes to 30 minutes, okay. But you should understand that key life story of 20 years or whatever the 16 to 80 years you have spent till now in education, that should be sound interesting during those 20 minutes of interview. Okay, so let's consider there is one drive in your college and you have no idea how many students company is going to select. Okay, so at that time you should be confident enough, even if recruiter is going to select only 5 students, I should be one of them, right? So that much confidence one should have whenever you appear for any interview. No matter how many students are coming for this drive, but I will be there out of the 5 students if the recruiter is going to select 5 students. So you might be lagging in your technical skills or some lagging in technical issues or whatever the skills set you do have, but you can develop that before your graduation. Okay, so mostly this video is for freshers as well as for the students who are under 5 years of experience. So guys, one thing you need to understand is that interviewer is always looking for 3 answers from you. 3 important answers you can say. So first one is, can you do the job? Company will never directly ask you, can you do the job? They will ask different set of questions. They just want to see, do you have the sufficient skill set and how you will react to the different questions. So the second parameter company want to check in you is that, will you do the job? So here interviewer is interested to check, will you really interested to do the job, or you have any aspirations like MBA or MTech or any further plans like MS or something like that. Okay, or just for sake of experience you are sitting for the interview. Okay, so what I said, second point is, will you do the job? The interviewer always want to check whether he is really interested for the job. And third part is, will you fit into the organization? So values which you follows in your life, whether that matches with company profile or not. Now one thing you need to understand, whenever you apply for any MNCs like TCS, Wipro, Infosys, if you are little bit weak in technical, that is fine, but for them, but your values, that is going to be most important part, because they follow certain etiquettes, certain values. Each and every company follows, but these certain service-based companies are more focusing on these values than your technical skills. Yeah, obviously technical skills is important, but as I said, if you are little bit weak in the skill set, they will manage, because they have separate training programs for 3 months, 6 months. So technical part will be taken care by them, but you should have good values, ethics in yourself. Now I have provided basically, with after this video I will provide you one form where you will get all the questions and all the steps, and in this video I'm going to cover individual questions, and later on I will take, means just like connecting the dots whenever we see any rangoli or any art. Okay, initially we do some part of the individual stuffs like dot you can say, and then later on we connect that dots. Likewise I'm going to cover the individual questions here, and at the end we will connect that dots. Means just like any interview, I will going to cover all those questions at the end. So guys, one thing initially I'm going to cover you as that in most of the interviews, the question which asked there is that, what is your hobbies or what is your free time activities? So guys, whatever hobbies that you are telling, it should be worth discussing. Otherwise what happens, most of the students tell some general hobbies. So don't go with the general hobbies, like usually girls like to say, I like to listen to music, or boys just generally say, I like to play cricket or football. So these are very general hobbies and that are not going to differentiate you. So now if you are playing a cricket at any zonal or district level, state level, that is fine, you can mention, but try to tell such hobbies which differentiate you. Like hobby that you are telling should be making some certain impression on interviewer. So here one thing you need to understand is that whatever the answer you are giving, it should be smart, and no hobby is a bad hobby. Okay, whatever I said, like cricket or listening music, is not a bad hobby at all. Okay, but thing is that key, you have to differentiate yourself as compared to the other people sitting with you. So your hobby should be interesting and eye catching, and it should be worth discussing. And the interviewer should feel like, yeah, definitely this person has some upper hand as compared to the other students. Okay, so I will suggest you to prepare for minimum 3 hobbies. Okay, so those 3 hobbies should be in format of title, information, and skills. So I will give an example for your sake of understanding. So if interviewer asks me what is your hobby, so I will tell so traveling is my hobby. So in order to explain that, I will tell him like whenever I get a chance, I like to travel. So here you can mention some location or place recently. Means recently I traveled to the Sikkim, and here you can share the experience over there. Means overall facilities or difficulties you faced. Next, very important thing is that what is the skill set you get from those incidents, like skills like adaptability, management skills, ability to deal with the different people, acceptance of the situation, explore new places. So means whenever you was traveling there, what is the skill set or what are the skills you have used there, like negotiating with the people, management skills. You can explain your hobby in a such a way that interviewer should feel like yeah, this person have some upper hand as compared to the others. So second example, I can give like sports like hockey, badminton, chess, football, or even swimming. Whatever you can tell, if you are playing at district or zonal level, you can tell about that. And extra info you can give like I have represented at college level or zonal level, etc. if you have really done those stuff. And skill set like ability to never give up or pressure handling situation. Means after playing these events at district level, I got a certain confidence where I can handle any situation, or ability to never give up. Means no matter whatever my team is going through or whatever the match situation is, I never like to give up. So you can give such examples where interviewer might get impressed with you. Now third example I would like to give you, generally most of the people like photography or writing or sometimes painting, artwork. So which kind of the photography you like, means skill set you get, whatever the skill set you're going to get after doing the photography or writing, like creativity. Okay, so you can explain your hobbies in such a way that, so whenever you tell such hobbies, definitely it is going to make good impact. Even you can say like trekking, wherever you go for trekking, or why do you like to trek. Means while trekking, every time trek, let's say 5 minutes more, but it takes more than 30 minutes. So yeah, time management skill, decision making ability. Means at certain point if you are confused about where to go, so at that time your decision making ability is going to be crucial. So you can give such example. Even most of the time girls give example like singing or dancing, so which might help you to reduce the stage fear or improve your presentation skills. So you might got my point. Whenever you are describing your hobby, you should explain your hobby in such a way that company might get something from that hobbies. Okay, that's it. Now next question, most of the times interview ask you about the short term and long term goal. Okay, so guys, one thing you need to understand is that at least you should have aware about what is your short term goal, mid term goal, and long term goal. Now what is meant by the short term goal? The goal which you decide for next 1 to 3 years is generally termed as a short term goal. Middle term goal, which is generally not popular in interview, but yeah, I'm going to tell you, it's generally lasts for the 5 to 6 years. And long term goal you can say, which is generally for 10 to 12 years. Okay, so guys, one thing you need to understand is that never talk about the money, salary, post, or any position. So whenever interviewer asks you what is your short term goal, you can give example like learning new technology and software, learning from seniors. Even you can give example like personal and professional growth, I'm going to focus in this next 3 years, or working in a challenging and creative environment. This you can talk about the short term goal. About the long term goal, you can say like handling the challenging responsibilities. Going ahead, I want to be in such a position that where I can handle the challenging responsibilities. Even you can say like stable financial background, because one thing you need to understand is that any person who is going to apply for the job, definitely one of the motto for his is financial issue, or whatever the financial motto he should have. So that's why he's going to apply for the job. So you can say that long term goal is stable financial background. Along with that, I want to work in multiple domains, or I want to be expert in the particular domain. or yeah, you can cover such examples where your vision should be clear. Okay, now one thing you need to understand is that never say like I want to earn this amount of money after this years. No, never. Don't say like I want to become a manager in short is my short term goal. Never. Okay, don't say like that I want to get a place, means I want to get in that place where I will be in at with a like position, like higher position like CEO or MD. No, never. Those stuffs that definitely going to happen after certain years, but never tell during the interview that I am aiming for this stuff. Okay. So guys, one thing you need to understand is that I covered about the short term and long term goal, and middle term goal you can means mix up the short term and long term goal, and you can prepare mid term goal as well. So yeah, basically this is the point. And one more point what I observed is that most of the times whenever we ask to the students what is your long term goal, they say sometimes like I want to start NGO or I want to start a school. There's one thing you need to understand is that company is investing in you. Okay, company is investing their assets, their training and all the other entities into you, training cost or whatever the company is going to bear for you. So if you are going to leave that company after certain years, then why company will select you rather than other student? Yeah, definitely starting a school or NGO is not a bad thing at all, but keep those things you have to keep up to you only. Okay, during interview never say like I want to start a school, I want to start a NGO. Then definitely interviewer might going to think like this person have some good financial condition, and definitely after 2 to 3 years he's going to leave this organization. Anyway, let's give chance to the other candidate. So that's what I'm saying. Never say like I want to start a school or NGO like in interview. Another important thing, most of the times interview ask you what is your post graduation plan. So sometimes students give answer like yeah, right now my economical condition is not that much good, but after earning some money I'm going to do the post graduation. Never. You should avoid this kind of the answers. Okay, don't say like I want to pursue the MTech, IES abroad, I want to settle at abroad, or I want to start my business, I want to prepare for competitive exams. If you are going to say, they will not consider you for the job, that is for sure. Okay, yeah, some of the companies allow for the MTech, but some of the companies, not all. So companies also become smart. They directly don't ask you these questions, and they try to ask via different indirect questions and try to judge you. Okay, suppose you are a topper of a class or got a distinction throughout, so they might ask you question, as you have really good marks, why you are not trying for IIT or IIM. So you can handle such kind of the questions in a manner like, sir, I have a good marks, but I want to utilize that skills for industrial purpose. I don't have any post graduation plans as of now, and in future as well I'm not going to consider this because currently I am the dependent, the family is my dependent on me. So yeah, earning money is my utmost priority, and that is why this job is important for me. So for the less mark candidates, they might ask you why you don't go for the MTech where you can improve your knowledge. You need to answer in such a way that at that time they might force you during your graduation you have less marks, so MTech might give you the exposure to the learn new technology, and this might help you to be in a position where after 2 years you will get a good job. So you need to answer, even though I have less marks in the exams, it doesn't mean I'm a weak in the practical knowledge. Okay, our most of the exam pattern is designed in a such a way that the theory part is going to decide our percentages, but it's not like the percentage mark will going to reflect my practical skills. So what I feel, I'm in that position to do this job. So yeah, here you are here by giving this kind of the answers, your self-confidence is going to be reflect. Okay, so generally you get such questions in personal interview, which is after the technical interview. So you can tell I was not good in theoretical exams, but I really worked hard in practical concepts. One example means you can give like if you have registered for the GATE exam and you said yes, so they might ask you, if you don't want to do the job or don't want to go for the higher education, then why you are doing the GATE examination, or why you are preparing for the GATE examination. So here you can give example like GATE examination is the reflection of the whatever the skill set we have earned in the 4 years, that is going to be tested in the GATE examination. By appearing the GATE exam, my aim was never like to appear for the MTech or something like that. I just wanted to check my skill set, my theoretical and conceptual knowledge where I'm standing as compared to the other students in the market. So that's why I'm appeared for the GATE exam. It's not like I want to MTech, I want to pursue MTech, and that's why I'm doing appeared for the GATE. No. So one thing you need to understand, companies should feel, what is the interviewer should feel like this candidate is ready to join our organization without any hurdle, like he's going to for appear for MTech entrance or even MBA CAT entrance or something like that, or IES, whatever it might be, competitive exams. Then definitely interview is going to consider you if you give answer in such a way that they feel, yeah, this candidate is ready to enter our organization. Okay, so companies give a lot of importance to this question, so be smart. One of the important question, or one of the common question you can say, is that about the what is your strength, or what are your strengths. So guys, yeah, most of the times candidates gives the general answers, that is, I am good, I am confident enough, I have good communication skills. Yeah, those are the good answer, no issue. But as I said, in order to be different than others, your answer should be smart, your answer should be unique. So here you can say like adaptable to any environment, or flexible, not only about the weather condition, no matter whatever the situation it is, I'm adaptable to the any environment. You can give example like that. Along with that, you can give example of quick learner. Along with that, problem solving skill, convincing skill, or even presentation skill. Even you can say like I'm a team player, or how you have taken the initiative or leadership skill during your projects, even the time management, self-motivated person you can say. So one thing you need to understand is that you should be ready with the minimum 3 strengths. Okay, never go with the general answers like I am honest, I am hardworking, I am polite. Yeah, that's good, really good, but keep up to you. Be smart to cover minimum 3 strengths in such a way that will make impact on interview. And one thing you need to do is that you have to add examples to support your answer. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to give some examples in order to understand, or say for sake of understanding. So you can say like I have been part of various college committees, and that may be adaptable to any environment, quick learner. And about knowledge you learned, you can say like about implementation part, don't say I study one night before the exam, or give example of the aptitude or projects like how you crack the aptitude by going through the R.S. Agarwal book one day before exam only. Okay, never do that. So you can say, continue like saying that for projects it was needed to learn a Linux. So within short period of the time I worked really hard to learn new skill set, that is Linux, and within certain period of the time I was in that position to implement my project, whatever the skill set my project needed, I covered those within certain period of the time, and our project successfully completed. Even you can give the example of the problem solving skills, like you need to tell some experience like project events. You can give the examples of the convenience skills, like those students who go for the campaigning of the event. So you can say like how you convince certain professionals or certain students for the events. Even you can give the examples of the presentation or communication skill, like during interview you can say like whatever the communication skill that you do have during your college events, or even during your various project events, how you communicated with the judges and all the other people standing during project competition. You have to deal with the n number of the competitors as well as and the judges as well, so you can give the example of that as well. So just make sure that whatever you are telling in recent last 3-4 years, like right now if you are in 2024, make sure to give examples relevant to the up to 2020. Otherwise, if you are going to give the example of 5th standard or 6th standard, during 6th standard I got a good communication award from my teacher, that is not going to be work out. So make sure to give examples which are recent one. Okay, yeah. So one more a common question in the interviews: what is your best moment in life and what is your worst moment in life? So most of the times they are going to cover this question, they are going to ask you question. Okay, or they might say like, give me an example of a problem you encountered, how did you approach it and what was the outcome of that. So guys, here you need to use the STAR response. STAR. A stands for the description of the situation, or you can say like describe the situation. T stands for the explaining the task or problem that you gone through. A stands for the action, and R stands for the result. I am going to repeat: STAR response, STAR response. A stands for the situation, T stands for the task, A stands for the action, R stands for the result. Means what did you learn from these experiences? So best moments when you like your parents feel proud about you. So answer format should be the same. And worst moment, like tell only those stuffs which are under your control. Means some might say getting infected with the COVID, past accidents, losing someone from family, because you become emotional and it creates problem to come back in the interview. Whenever you're going to give such emotional answers about the loss of the certain family members, you are in that zone where you get emotional. Okay, and after that question it is difficult to get back on the track of the interview. So I will personally suggest you to please avoid this kind of the answer. So even for best moment, never mention like when I celebrated friend's birthday, went for picnic or trek. Answer those steps which are under your control. So yeah, I'm going to give the example. So yeah, one example I would like to give, like when I was in a third year, I failed in a unit test exam. Situation is this key. When I was in third year, I failed in unit test exam. Now task means STAR response, the star response we are utilizing. Initially I covered the situation, that was when I was in third year, I failed in unit test exam. Now task is that teachers and parents was not happy at all with me. Teachers called my parents to the college and shouted on me in front of other students, which was very embarrassing situation of life. On that day I decided to work really hard. I prepared timetable. I sincerely followed that table every day. At the end of the same, when results were out, I got a distinction. I was a topper of that class. Here what you did, you initially covered the yes, that is situation that you got failed in exam. Then T means task, what exactly happened with you. A for action, that you covered, like you really studied hard during your remaining semester days, and result was like that you after the final examination you was a topper of that class. So here means you have given the example of worst moment, but you have given the example in such a manner that interviewer got idea that this person is ready to work on himself no matter whatever the situation he or she is. He was positive in those situations, then definitely he's going to be a asset for our organization as well. Or even one more example I would like to cover. You can give an example like when I was in first year, I was not good with my communication at all. So one day my teacher called me on a stage to deliver a speech. I went on a stage, but due to my poor communication skills, I was not able to properly talk. Due to my poor communication skills, my classmate laughed on me, and that was the worst and most embarrassing moment for me. On that day, I decided to work on my English. For next 3 to 4 months, I continually worked on my English skills. I used to watch the TED Talks, English news channels. I used to read the new newspapers on a daily basis. I used to speak English in front of the mirror. And at the end of the semester, we had a mini project presentation. So I went on the stage and I given a fantastic presentation, and each and every student in a class clapped for me. And that was the best moment of my life. Now here, initially you covered the yes, that is situation, then task, then action, that how you worked on your communication skills, and lastly R, that is result, that you got a appreciation from your all the students in terms of clap. Those students who laughed on you 4 months before, those are, right now they are clapping for you. So that was the best moment of your life. So here the answer in such a manner, whenever you are going to give, then the interviewer definitely going to impress with you. So yeah, next question. Most of the times interviewer ask you what are your weaknesses. Okay, so initially I had covered best moment and worst moment. Now the question is like, what are your weaknesses? Now you should be in such a situation that you should be telling 3 weaknesses. Okay, out of those 3 weaknesses, one should be the genuine weakness, second should be the strength as a weakness, and third should be that weakness should be irrelevant of you. How I'm going to explain? No, don't worry. So as I said, minimum 3 weakness you have to be represent. So weakness is one of the tricky question in personal interview. You can't tell directly weakness that leads to your rejection. Okay, certain time happens like weakness. If you're going to tell directly in such a way that is going to affect the company's policy or company's ethics, then they're definitely going to reject you. Okay, so if you say I don't have any weaknesses, then even that is going to create problem, because no one is perfect. even moon has scars, even everything is not perfect. So it's not like no one have any weaknesses. Okay, even Barack Obama to Joe Biden, everyone have weaknesses. Okay, so as I said, keep the weaknesses ready. First should be genuine. Actually, you have that problem, but whenever you are telling that problem, immediately you need to tell what action you taken or what action you took on that problem to overcome that. So example you can give like I'm a little bit impatient person, and to overcome this I've done various art of living courses like happiness programs, Sahaj Samadhi, etc., and that helped me to stay calm in tough situation. So here initially you told your weakness, and within a second you have told the action that you have taken in order to overcome that weakness, right? Even you can give example like anger management. Certain times I've gone through certain situation where anger was not out of my control. Anger was out of my control. So in order to tackle that, I started to do the meditation, and right now, what I feel is that I was totally in control whenever certain task or whenever any issue happens with me. Earlier I used to get anger on that, but currently due to the meditation effect, I feel totally calm whenever I'm in that situation. Okay, so even the second strength, as I said initially, first strength, as I said, it should be genuine. Now second strength as a weakness, means we are talking about the weakness only, but here second weakness you are trailing in a such a way that is your strength, but you are representing as a weakness. Yeah, I will explain. So it can be your strength but present in a manner such a way that it should feel weakness. Example you can you can say like, I always like to do things quickly, I used to take decisions quickly. Interviewer might say, but it is a good, taking decision in such a short span of time is good. Then why are you saying it is a weakness? So you can answer in a such a way that like in some situation it is better to be slow, and that's why I'm trying to learn how I can take decisions in means after a certain period of the time, or even after thinking to some time. So you can give example of overthinking as well. I always like to go in a detail in each and everything. I'm a detail oriented person. Sometimes it helps me, in some situation it makes problems for me. So nowadays I'm trying to have one schedule for me. So for each and every task I can assign deadline to myself, and accordingly I can take decisions. Some of the students might mention about vocabulary problem, like I am little bit weak in vocabulary, and I'm trying to improve my vocabulary using mobile app or dictionary, you can say. Don't go for answers like I'm an emotional person, but if you are straightforward practical person, that you can mention that I'm a practical person. So this, I covered two weaknesses. Initially first weakness was genuine, second weakness was strength as a weakness. Now third weakness should be irrelevant of you. Okay, so what is meant by irrelevant of you? So companies is not going to have any problem with that. Okay, so like bad handwriting, you can say company is not going to send you for any handwriting competition. Don't worry. Okay, so signing you up the offer letter of that company or bond paper is the only time you are going to use your handwriting for the company. Otherwise 99.99% work, means I'm talking about the most of the IT jobs. Yeah, in certain jobs like BCom, certain jobs related to the BCom or any accounting job, definitely they are going to have some handwriting involved in the task. But talking about the IT jobs, 99.99%, unless and until you're going to sign that offer and bond paper only, I don't think so you will come across certain situation where your handwriting should be utilized. So yeah, here third weakness you are telling about your handwriting, because that is irrelevant of the company, so they are not going to worry about that weakness, right? But never say like I have trust issue or something like that, because if you have that trust issue, then definitely that is going to be problematic for a company as well. So as I said, three weaknesses, like first weakness is genuine, second weakness is strength as a weakness, and third weakness is a irrelevant weakness. Yeah, so I think 7-8 questions I already covered. I will cover some more questions, and at the end we are going to connect the dots. So next question about the family background. Yeah, most of the interviewer in PI interview, personal interview, they ask you about the family background. Means suppose during interview, if interviewer ask you about family background, usually student, what they do, in my family we have 4-5 members. My father ... my mother is ... my sister is studying in XYZ college, my brother is working in XYZ organization. So is that interviewer actually interested in what your family members are doing? Not at all. Then why they are asking these questions? Because they want to know what is the role of family in your life. You can tell like my family always provided me freedom to take any decisions in my life. They are always there to support me. Never tell like they don't give me freedom, parents never listen to me. It should, because if you give those kind of the answer, that is going to reflect your recognize efforts of family. If you are blaming your family, then definitely you also blame your company as well. So that is going to make a negative impact on the interviewer, right? So make sure whenever they ask question about the family, your answer should be in such a way that it should reflect your genuine faith in your family. You should always tell how family supported you, how family given always means upper hand to you whenever you was in a certain situation where family support was needed, how they supported you. You should cover those points, right? So yeah, next question is that key about the academic related questions. Means you should be ready with the good list of co-curricular activities which will make your job easier, right? So in resume, sometimes what happens, SSC percentage is like 95, 96, HSC diploma percentage is like 80%, 82, and then engineering 65, 66% mostly this graph is declining, right? So interviewer might ask you question like your SSC percentage is 95, your HSC percentage is 80, then why suddenly in engineering you came down to 65, 66? Definitely less marks doesn't mean less knowledge, but you have to give answer of this question very wisely. At start, you can give example like at start of engineering, I realized that only theoretical marks will not help me. So I started to work on communication, presentation skills. I started to participate in various hackathons, various extracurricular activities. I am not that much focused on theoretical part, but whenever it comes to the practical part, I am always a focused person. I like to do practical things. So might be due to this, my percentage is declining after year by year, you can say, right? So this kind of the smart answer you should give. So definitely less marks doesn't going to reflect like you are not fit to the job. So you have to give answer in such a way. So sometimes they ask about your gap. If you have gap, then describe what skill set you developed in that period. When certain times that these things happens due to some loss of family member or due to some reasons, students generally have their gap in the resume. So yeah, I will going to cover the separate. I'm going to take the separate session on that, how you should describe the gap in your resume. I definitely am going to take a separate video, going to make a different video on that. So don't worry about that as well. So yeah, next question. Interviewer might ask you why this company or which is your dream company. Now one thing you need to understand is that if you are giving interview to the ABC company and you are telling my dream company is XYZ, not ABC, then that is going to make an impact on the interviewer, because you are sitting in front of the interviewer who is taking your interview, and if you are going to tell ABC company is not my dream company but XYZ is, then no matter how you performed in the technical interview, how you performed till now, then that is going to be a negative point for you, because definitely if ABC company is not your dream company and XYZ is, then definitely after hiring, after getting selected, after 6 months or 1 year, you're going to leave this organization. So definitely, yeah, I'm not saying ki if you're giving interview for the ABC, your dream company should be ABC only, no. But if interviewer asks for the sake of his understanding or sake of his impression only, try to say like, yeah, this is my dream company, ABC is my dream company. And before going to the interview, you should go through the company's websites, various articles, various projects that company is currently working on, various reports like, quarterly results. All companies like TCS, Wipro, Infosys, Capgemini, these companies means all the results are available on quarterly basis. So you can go through those reports, magazines. You have certain idea about the company, what they actually working on, and about the environment. Or you can say like ABC is my dream company because the creative environment within the organization, whatever I read, whatever persons I met over the period of the time, they told about the company, like the environment here is fantastic. As well as you can say like I want to work with the team, I want to be in that position where my suggestions get valued. Even I want to get opportunities for the growth. I'm looking for the diverse culture. You can give such examples, right? So yeah, I am going to repeat again. Like if you are giving the interview for the ABC company, then please try to tell ABC company is my dream company, right? So yeah, now next question, they might ask you why ABC is your dream company and why not other. Okay, Now here, whatever the points I earlier covered, like if you gone through the website, if you gone through the various reports, various projects they are currently doing, you definitely going to answer this question properly. Like you can give example of the ABC company. Okay, ABC company is currently working on the generative AI. Right now in 2024, generative AI is buzz, and definitely up to 2030 or in near future, generative AI is going to make huge impact on the industry, as ABC company is already investing on the generative AI. That's why my interest also lies in the generative AI, and company ABC is my dream company. Just for the sake of example, I'm giving this particular example, giving this particular scenario. Your answer should be means depends on you. Depends on your skill set. Your answer might get vary. Okay. Or even you can say like, I will be getting a chance to work in a creative and challenging environment in the ABC company, where my aim is to learn from the seniors, different kind of the technologies I want to learn, different kind of the softwares I want to learn. So yeah, these are the certain steps that you can cover before interview. Yeah, one of the most common question 99.99% interview have is, why should we select you? So guys, here you need to understand is that your strengths that separates you from others, how you are going to fit into the organization, that you need to tell here. So if you see how the question sequence I have kept, initially I covered the strengths, short-term goal, mid-term goal, then weaknesses, then worst moment and good moment of your life. Then I covered these questions like about the post-graduation plan, and then now I taking these questions like, why should I select you, right? So here, what are the strengths we earlier discussed? You have to represent yourself properly, then interviewer definitely going to get good answer, good impression about you. Means whatever the strengths you do have, if you are going to tell that properly, then definitely interviewer will get the answer of the why should he select you, right? So guys, now next question, most important question I will say. At the end of the interview, every interviewer asks, do you have any questions for me? Most of the times candidates say, no sir, I don't have any questions for you, thank you. So guys, one thing you need to understand is that this is the golden opportunity and you should grab this. You should ask questions like training program. You can say like, can you please tell what will be the schedule of the training program once student gets selected into our organization? If pre-placement talk happens, then avoid this kind of the questions, because certain companies like TCS generally give pre-placement talk. Recently, a week ago, what I know, the Senior campus had that particular talk. So questions, your question like this only should be there when you haven't gone through the pre-placement talk. Okay, like even you can ask like career development opportunities, like during pre-placement talk, if they give idea like what will be the career development opportunities after a certain year, then you should avoid these questions. But if not, then you can ask about the career development opportunities as well. Even you can ask about the type of the projects and responsibilities. Means generally they will not give the detailed idea about the projects, but you can ask about the data, like from the website and certain going through report, I came to know these are projects are going on the XYZ company or ABC company. Could you please tell me what are the skills that I need to focus before joining the organization? You can ask in such a way that, okay. So don't ask about the salary, most important thing. Don't ask about the location of the job. Don't tell I have any means I want to be manager or CEO of this organization. What efforts I need to do for the next 3 years? Never. Try to avoid such questions. Never ask about the transportation facility or something like that, because this organization have clear policy. You can go through their website. Definitely you will get answer of all these questions. Okay. So guys, I covered certain individual questions. Now, first question of any interview is that introduce yourself. Tell me about yourself is a fixed question in all of your interviews. But answer in personal interview and technical interview should vary a little bit. I'm not saying ki 100% is going to be vary, no, but little bit it should be vary as per the whether it is PI, that is personal interview, or whether it is technical interview. It has to be different. So you should prepare with the minimum 2 different answers. PI, personal interview, is conducted by the HR professionals, and mostly TI, that is technical interview, is conducted by the person who is working on that domain. Certain time it might happen ki panel will be there, including HR as well as technical person. So if you keep telling about the technical stuff to the HR, then he or she, the HR might get irritated with that. What is this? What is Java? What is ... They might get irritated. Okay. So as I said, as per the type of the interview, whether it is personal interview or technical interview, your answer might get vary. Okay, so I'm going to give one example. Initially you can start with the thank you for giving this opportunity to introduce myself. Then you can tell your name, then you can tell your native place. If your place is famous for something, then that you can tell also. Then your college name, mostly for freshers I'm telling this. Okay, so initially name, native place, college name, branch name, followed by university name. Then if you have on campus, then in that case no need to tell the college name and university name. During your virtual interviews you need to tell all these things. Okay, usually duration for the introduction part in personal interview should last for the 90 to 120 seconds only, not more than that. Don't tell everything you prepared in one go. Cover in a stipulated time, means within 2 to 3 minutes max you should cover all this part. Okay, then one point related to your technical skills. If you are topper or continuous distinction, tell that. Any internship or any other workshop recently you have attended, tell about that. Then one point related to your team skills, means whatever the college level events you have gone through, or committee member if you are, then if you arrange any event, then you can tell about that, one point only. Then one point related to the communication skills, means anchoring, seminar, presentations. Then hobbies, strengths, then designation you are holding, achievements, at the end family background, which is optional. So I will reiterate all the things for personal interview introduction. Initially name, native place, college name, branch name, university name, followed by one point related to your technical skill, one point related to the team skill, one point related to your communication, hobbies, strengths, designation, achievement, and optional one is family background. Make sure to make ending attractive, means there is one concept called leading the interview concept. For example, you can end your personal introduction, means your introduce yourself question in such a way that I'm currently working, I just giving example, I'm currently working as an IST president for Kolhapur Sangli student chapter. Then interviewer might going to ask you the next question based on that only. What is IST? What is this Kolhapur Sangli sub chapter? So guys, here one thing you need to understand that there is one concept in the industry or in the during interview, the leading the interview. So whatever the last answer that you are telling, interviewer might going to continue this question, means the next question he might ask you based on the last answer that you are giving. So means suppose you are working on really good project, so keep that project related statement at the end, so that might force you the interviewer to ask questions about whatever you want. So this is what all about the leading the interview concept, where you are forcing the interviewer to ask the question that you want. So because this is your positive, means this is your strengths, means whatever the strength you do have, if you're working on a really good project, then keep that project point at the end. So whenever you stop talking after this personal introduction part, the interviewer might ask the next question based on that only. So this is about the leading the interview concept. We have already covered one video, so might be it is not available on the YouTube, but definitely I'm going to publish one more video about the how you can lead the any interview with the help of your resume as well as with the help of your answers. So this is about the introduction in personal interview, about the introduction in technical interview. So initially you can start with your name, native place, college name, branch name, university name. Then one point related to your technical skill, one point related to team skill, one point related to your communication skill. Up to this same structure for the personal interview as well as technical interview. Now what will be the different here? Now after this you can cover internship, industrial training that you have gone through, technical workshops, seminar presentations you have gone through, then project, family background is optional again, and at the end attractive end. So I'm going to reiterate the things. Initially you have to start with the name, native place, college name, branch name, university name. One point related to the technical skill, one point related to the team skill, one point related to communication skill, internship, industrial trainings, technicals, workshops, seminars, presentations, project, family background is optional, and at the end attractive end. So as I said, you don't need to tell each and everything. You have to cover this in max 2 to 3 minutes. We need to set highest priority to the stuffs that are too much important. Hope you got at least basic idea how to introduce yourself in PI and TI, that is personal interview and technical interview. So whatever I covered so far, strength, weaknesses, short-term goal, long-term goal, worst moment, why to join this organization, personal interview introduction, technical interview introduction, these are the standard questions, right? Once you prepare properly to all these questions, you will get a lot of confidence. So let's cover, apart from these standard questions, if they ask separate questions, means apart from the standard question, if they're going to ask the separate questions, I'm going to cover those questions now. So 99%, I will say 99% this question is asked about the reallocation. Means, are you ready to reallocate after getting selected to this organization? Your immediate answer should be yes. You can say, I'm flexible person and adaptable to any environment, so no issue with the reallocation, because this is the trap. They're not going to send you to the Guwahati or Rajasthan immediately. Okay, they are going to check you whether you are ready, you are flexible to the situation or not. Now, second question, no, not second. One more question they might ask you about your role model. So, famous personality like sport person, like celebrity, or don't tell any political leader. Okay, don't tell any competitive exam personality, because that might give them idea, like if you're interested in civil services, that's why your role model is person from the competitive exam only, right? Don't tell startup founders name too. Avoid controversial celebrity names also. You know who are the controversial celebrities. I don't need to explain that part. So always mention proper role model, and you means if they ask to talk on that role model for minimum 5 to 10 minutes, you should be in that position to talk for minimum 5 to 10 minutes. Otherwise, sometimes what happens in interview, I observe that XYZ person is my role model. At one interview, one person told me that Sir Mokshgundam Vishweshwaraya is my role model. So I asked him, could you please speak about Sir Mokshgundam Vishweshwaraya, about Sir Mokshgundam Vishweshwaraya ji for 2 minutes. Please speak on them. So that person was clueless at that time. So that is going to create a negative impact as a candidate on an interviewer. Okay, so even they ask you a question like, why have you joined your college, or why you haven't joined any other organization, or please give any suggestion or rating about your college. So according to means, never blame your college, or never blame your whatever the college currently you are studying, because if you are going to blame your college, then definitely you are going to blame that company in which you are going to join in a future as well. So never give rating as well, like 9, 10, 8, 7. You can humbly tell that I am not in that position to give the rating, because I was a part of the organization for 4 years, but this organization is serving the students from n number of the years. Okay, so might be my experience might be different, because I as a person, as a student, I'm a totally focused person. So I never got a chance to focus on other stuffs, whatever the internal things are going. I always study dedicated person. So I'm not in that position to rate my college totally. So you can give certain examples, you can give certain situational examples where college helped you, college supported you. You can talk in a positive manner, but try to avoid give the ratings and certain stuffs. Okay, so even they might ask you why you have selected your particular branch. Means most of the nowadays, even I am from mechanical background, so most of the times people ask me, you are from mechanical background, then why you have entered into IT, or being from non-CSC IT background, why you have entered the IT organization. Okay, so here you need to plan your answer very carefully, otherwise it will going to be create contradict. Okay, so even they might ask you the question, are you ready to sign the bond? Your answer should be yes. In India, there is nothing called bond, to be clear. Bond is a document just which will be signed for once you join a company. Okay, it's just a contract, not a bond, to be specific. Even they ask you, are you ready to work on the weekend? Your answer should be yes. Now, one thing you need to understand is that if you're going to answer yes, it's not like you will be directly have to work on the weekend, because that person who is taking the interview is for the interview only. Okay, he is just going to judge you whether you are going to fit into organization or not. It's not like if you're going to give the answer for the weekends, or are you willing to work on the weekend, then if you said yes, then from first month itself they will assign you work on weekends only. No, it's not like that. Even they might ask you, are you ready to work in the shifts, or even they might ask you about any plan for the marriage, or what do your friends say about you. Never say like, I don't have so many friends, my friends always blame me or something like that. Never. Okay, you can give examples like how your friend always motivated you, or you can give example of leadership skills. Okay, So even even interviewer might ask you questions like, if I don't select you today, what will you do? So here your answer should be smart. Okay, so even they might ask about your salary, how much salary you are expected. So this definitely, for a fresher the answer might get vary. For a experienced candidate, definitely this answer is going to vary, because for fresher salary count is already fixed. For experienced candidate, definitely they can negotiate salary up to their market condition or whatever the market condition they do have. Okay, so they might even ask you question in some times, would you lie for a company? So your answer should be no. If you say yes or depends on the situation, it is going to create the bad impression. So during interview, try to avoid such answers. In companies like ABC, I don't think so we need to lie at any situation. And yeah, definitely my answer is no. You can give such example, or you can give answer in such a way. Now guys, you should be ready for these surprising questions as well. Okay, sometimes interviewer just want to judge you, just want to check you how you react to the question. So I seen some of the sometimes interview ask question to the candidate like, do you have a brain? Can you think? Do you have ability to think? So here just a simple smile will work for you. Okay, never debate or never try to give some negative answers, because that is the question they just want to ask you for the checking your how you respond to the negative questions or such surprising questions. So if you came up to this, congratulations, your chances of getting selected is selected to the organization, any organization I can say, is very high. So yeah, whatever the questions that I have covered are mostly for the PI, that is personal interview. So guys, before ending this video, I just want to focus on the general guidelines. Before appearing for any interview, don't be too much defensive. Always make sure to have a smile on your face, and as I said, at wherever possible, try to lead the interview. Lead the interview means whatever I told, like either your last answer should be in such a way that interviewer might ask question based on that. Don't go negative, and proper eye contact is must. No matter it is virtual interview or physical interview, proper eye contact should be must. And if you ask me what creates a bad impression, so generally you can say like negative attitude, using excuses, lack of interest or enthusiasm, you can say. Even the lack of preparation is going to directly reflect that you are not ready for this job. Even poor knowledge of the role, or even failure to give certain examples, concrete examples of skill set, over emphasis on money, rewards, even lack of the career plan, that is going to make a bad impression. So before wrapping this video, I want to tell some suggestions. You should be ready with the minimum 10 good things about yourself. You should be humble in interview. You should avoid unethical things. You should try to stick to your answers. And one thing you need to understand, first impression is very powerful. So as I said, first question in any interview is introduce yourself. So now you should plan your question and answer, not question, answer of the question in such a way that the first question mostly introduce yourself. So the answer of that question should be in such a way that impression might get created on the interviewer. And yeah, you should dress appropriately and be aware of your gestures or movements or even eye contact during interview. So guys, this much is enough for this video. So yeah, definitely in coming days as well, we are going to cover more and more points about the interviews, about the different exams like TCS and QT, different examination that service industries do conduct for the freshers as well as for the experienced people. We are going to have some mock interviews as well, and different sessions we are going to plan. So in this video, we have covered certain stuffs about the PI. Hope you like this video, and definitely in coming days as well, we are going to cover more and more videos about those topics. So definitely we'll have more and more introduce this interview related sessions in coming days. So make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe this our YouTube channel. So yeah, that's it from this video. Thank you. Bye.